Get a view as well. Decided to give my little fridge a run off this inverter. And it's settled it up nicely. Now there's another little top tip. I haven't got this hooked up to mains earth. What I should do, I got a lead and just wire up a clips or plug, but wire only the earth to it. Just have an earth cable that goes to the inverter, and I can plug it into here, directly into mains earth. Earth it that way. But it started it up alright. The inverter started up without a hassle. It uses about the same amount of power as this fridge does. So it's pretty good. That's running nice, it's starting to get cold. And speaking of earthing, this fridge is all fully rewired. All fully restored and done. It's a bit of a challenge getting this trim back on, the way it come off. It's a bit tricky because the wood's kind of tight, it's swollen with the moisture over the years. And getting this trim back in the place where it should be is a pain in the ass. I've readied the screws under here of bigger washers, so this is all fixed. And this is all done. It ran normally. Give you a look underneath. I've earthed it many times. Main earth point to the chassis, the cabinet. Main earth done here with these Chinese wire nuts, I call it. It's nice and solidly connected. I made sure of that, so that goes to that main earth point for everything. Everything is earthed to there, including the light switch and the thermostat. It's all earthed to that point. There's your compressor earth there. That's all earthed. That's fully compliant now. I just got to tidy up the wiring. It's I'd looked for vibrations. It wasn't bad, but I'm going to neaten up this excess length of wiring anyway. I've allowed a bit extra. Not going to matter. But this thing runs nicely now. I wonder if I could run them both off the inverter. Although if they both try and start up at once, I don't think the inverter's going to like it if both these start up at the same time. Let's give it a try. Now, let's see if this fridge will start while this one's running. When they're both running, the inverters get 400 watt load on it. Let's see if the inverter will do it. I'm going to set the camera here. I'm not looking at the inverter, but let's just plug it in. Let's see what it does. Yes, I'm running two. We'll just put in some load now. There we go, it's running now. It's much louder than the general the Frigidaire. 36 amps. 399 watts, it's both running at the same time. 400 watts, just what I thought. I've lubricated these fans too. These fans are noisy. I've fixed that and lubricated them up with a fair bit of oil, so. I got the 10 amps from the C-Tech going into here, which is not going to keep up, this is going to struggle. Now I'm pulling 40 amps. I'm only giving it 10 from this charger. This thing's going to be fully loaded, this poor thing. Not ideal. Not ideal. Having little alligator clip leads, flimsy leads. This is just full of current losses. It's not an ideal way to run your inverter, but for a test it's okay. Yeah, it's keeping up a little bit. I've got two fridges running nicely now. This time I'm going to put a light bulb on it and it's just done. I've got to get a light bulb to fit there. I'm not sure if I've got one now. This is definitely getting colder quicker than the Frigidaire. Yeah, it definitely works fine. It just seems slower to act than this carbonator does. That's a good advantage of this old carbonator, it gets cold quickly. Rotary versus reciprocating compressor. I think both fridges are running nicely now. I've got to see if I've got any screw-in light bulbs to fit that fridge. Let's see, let's have a look. No, they're not going to fit, they are bayonets. They're too small anyway. I haven't got any large, what do they call it, E27, whatever they are. Large Edison screw bulb. No, I don't have any. Oh, I'm gonna get an LED one, but with a clear, an amber LED bulb. Oh, that'll fit. That'll fit as a test. I got an amber one, a clear amber one. Not the frosted type LED bulb. Oh, if you get a filament bulb would look nice in here. LED filament bulb. All those Art Deco ones, they don't make them small enough though. No, that don't fit. It doesn't make a connection. Is that all it is? It's just an ordinary CFL with threads on it. That's what I've done. That's epic. I'm going to keep this for an LED project. I've never encountered that, unscored it. Bloody hell. That's just gold. That gives me an idea. It's just screws off. That's classic. Never seen it with one of these bulbs. Literally just screws on. Well, bugger me. That doesn't fit anyway. That's pretty cool. I'm going to find a bulb. Seems to be running quite smoothly too. I can't find it, and I can't find any bulb for that, so I'm going to have to buy one, I think. I've got to allow a bigger neck on it though, because it's got to fit in like that. So the skirting around is too big. So I allow for this skirting here. It's going to have a long thing on it. Yes, I know it's not earthed. It will probably shock me briefly if these did somehow fail. The inverter will trip anyway. Still just as dangerous if I get into the mains in the stack, because that's still putting out a lethal voltage end of the day. But, yeah, I've got faith in me fridges. Yeah, it's getting there slowly. That's one good thing about this old carbonator. It gets colder quicker than this meter miser compressor in here does. Anyway, at least I know I could run these fridges easily. My household fridge with a defroster, the American-made Westing Whirlpool fridge. This right one, it's 800 watt appliance. That's with a compressor, fan motor, light bulbs, which is LEDs, and a defrost element inside, heating element defrost it's got in it. All I have to get is 800 watts that fridge uses. It's a lot more than these. I can only run that fridge in the house off my other big inverter. I've got 12.4 volts at this battery with my charger's connected to, and my solar controller. The charge controller's on that way. I've got 12.4 volts. On my inverter's reading 11.9 up here. I've got losses. I've got these two small cable here. That's warm. This is not ideal. This is warm. This is alright. This one's getting warm, so I'm getting losses through that. There's no connection from the battery ground to any neutral or earth. It's not tied to the battery negative, which is good. It's one thing I look for when you buy a good pure side inverter. Make sure that the earth or the battery negative is not tied to neutral or earth in the inverter. I could probably run off this car battery, but it's not a dead cycle battery. This is excellent, it's working quite well. You can see the vibrations of the compressor. There's not a hell of a lot going with the wiring. Only a little tiny bit, but I'm probably going to put some, I'm going to get some, I've got some liquid electrical tape. I'm going to just coat all this in, the ends. And that's like rubber, it dries like rubber, and that will just make the connections extra strong. Same with this automotive connector joiner I'll put here. I was going to solder and heat shrink it, but now I got a bit lazy. So I'm going to fill that up with some liquid electrical tape, and that will just give it some mechanical strength. Other than that, it's good. I'll read the compressor label. It says interference with electric connections, there's connections there, of this unit not permitted except by authorised carbonator mechanics who must refer the something data covering the diagram, well basically the schematic. Something negligent of this connection, something renders a warranty void. Last for that, yeah, work on the compressor of the schematic. What a nice looking compressor that is. Well, I've definitely got to redo this rubber mounts next. I've got the name tag cleaned up, there's a little something on here, that's one I've cleaned up. Carbonator, it says there. This one is the main model of the fridge. Model number ASB 753, that's the model of this fridge. BX1511 is a serial number. ASB 753, that's the model. That's my cardboard there. I'm missing one cardboard here, so I don't know if it's still all under here. This is all going to get a good cleaning up. Once I've done that, I'm going to start repainting this. It's going to look awesome. It's nice. Running quite nicely. That's getting cold. Whoa, that's getting freezing. Excellent. Gotta love these old fridges. Pretty cool hobby to get into. A very cool hobby. Yeah, it's getting cold now. This smells of vintage electrical cord. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Quite happy with this inverter. Very happy with it. I've also ordered a Eddie Kowa inverter. I've got a better version of that particular inverter. I've read many reviews of Eddie Kowa inverters. Majority of the cheaper models are crap, but I bought a kind of more expensive model, which has actually had a lot of good reviews on it. So it should be on par with my Mishtos for the price. So a little bit more expensive than my 1500 watt, but this one's a 2.5 kilowatt 12 volt pure sine wave inverter from Eddie Kowa, which this model actually is a better, more improved model, this one. So once that arrives, I'll give that a good test. It doesn't have any solar charge capability, it's just an inverter itself. But in order to give me 2.5 kilowatts of power, say if I want to run a heater, it's got to pull 250 amps from my car batteries, from my lead acid batteries. But with that big inverter, I can at least run some heaters. I've got plenty of battery storage at the moment. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.